Sorry. So, um, I didn't write anything down for this or whatever. I'm just going with the flow with this or whatever, um, per usual or whatever. But so the title of this video says, "They lied to us about the rapture," which is true. Um, it's so sad because you know the people in power went out of their way to make sure that we would forget history 111 on the timer for the live. And right when I was thinking to do this video, it was 2:22 on the clock. Anyways, I've been needing to put this out for a while now. I already kind of put it out anyways in the reading that I did, like my first readings or whatever. Um, it's in there. But and I think I've already stated this too, like in another reading, I don't remember. But yeah, this 1:41 on the clock. But anyways, um the rapture is not the rapture, which is not even a term in the Bible, whatever. It's not what most people think that it is. I know because I've been getting the downloads and I've been able to experience things physically for myself. Um, the rapture is not UFOs or whatever taking you into the sky. The rapture 2:32 on the time right now. The rapture, from a biblical standpoint or whatever, is basically ascension. I mean, you are ascending, but it's ascension. Like it's a spiritual thing. It's a inner thing. Like you have to. I've already said this before in other videos. Um, it's a full like it's. I can't tell you if it's a. And I saw 2:56 on the time. 2:33 right now. Anyways, I can't really say for sure that granted, I don't know the Bible in and out, 3:11 on the time. I don't know the Bible in and out, back and forth or whatever. But um so anyways, what's been taking place as of lately, as of recently, is sorry, somebody is like doing heavy witchcraft on me right now. These people that live above me are freaking crazy witchcraft doers, and they're always doing witchcraft on me constantly. Anyways, so if I keep on going blank, I saw 3:55, 3:56 on the timer. If I keep going at 2:34, if I keep going blank or whatever, it's because people like don't want me to talk or whatever about this. They want me to lose my thoughts about what I was going to say or whatever. Because they're haters and they wish they could come out with the material before me. 4:11 was on the clock. They're so weird. Anyways, I'm not gonna even talk about who that is. Anyways, but basically, what I'm trying to say is that the rapture, obviously, everyone knows, is for the 144,000, right? It's for God's chosen people, and you obviously, have to be at a place in your life, not where you are perfect at all by any means, but um, of you basically have to have been on a journey for a long time, like a spiritual journey, to come to a place of healing you know, internally and spiritually, a complete spiritual, like, transformational journey. Um, Knowing and believing in a higher power, in the creator of the world, the universe, and knowing, what your mission is on this planet, and trying to do the best that you can to fulfill your mission. I'm not going to keep calling out all the numbers. I'm going to keep on saying 1,000 numbers because it's all I do every single day. 555. Okay, I'm done with that. Anyways, and that's what happens when you are a spiritual being, when you're a light worker, when you're 606. Okay, maybe I will keep on doing it because I kind of can't help it. It's just like a habit to recognize the numbers or whatever. Um, and 616. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I just started doing these lives and stuff like that, so it's like I'm seeing numbers now, like not now, but with this live, it's like a constant thing. At least like with the phone and being outside, it's like I'd have to have a reason to look at my phone and then see it, or have a reason to look at something and then see it. And with this live timer thing, it's just bam, 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 bam. But anyways, and I'm not trying to see it, but it's just there. But anyways, so yeah, as a light worker, as a person who has a soul contract here on this planet to help, the rest of the planet be on a vibration that is conducive to spiritual ascension. Um, that is all of our goals. When when we've been on this path of enlightenment in our own personal spiritual journey. I'm so sorry. I'm getting attacked heavily, so that is um, kind of like interfering with my thought process right now. But I'm gonna try to get through this. Let me see. Okay, I'm back. So um, I as I was saying, yeah. So for those of us who we know that we have a higher uh, calling and reason for being here, and we've been steadfast on this journey. That's been our mission, is to reach out to other people and enlighten them about spiritual matters, about God, living right, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, granted, I'm far from perfect. Like, I do cuss. That's something I've been struggling with. That's been, you know, one of my biggest struggles, honestly, as of right now. Um, but, you know, um, I'm working on it. But it's not the worst thing in the world. But still, it's not the most pleasant thing either. But either way, so I'm far from perfect. And those right alongside with me who have been trying to, follow this path to enlightenment are not perfect either. And we probably struggle with some of the same struggles, or we've probably shared some same past struggles or whatever. You know, things that we could have overcame already, or whatever people are overcoming. Like, everyone has different stages of growth and stuff like that. But anyways, to get back on track, um, 242, like I was saying, and one of the other videos, this is a very, 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 very crucial time right now. And I know that a lot is, I know that I have to do a lot too. And I know, I don't know, I feel like I have to do something. I know what I have to do already, but it's like I feel like I have to initiate something. And, you can believe whatever you want to believe, and you can call it blasphemy or whatever, but I know what I have to do. I know what my calling is and stuff like that. And that's why I'm on here, to try to inform other people. But it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Anyways, back to the subject. The rapture is not what has been depicted in movies. Yes, will you ascend? Yeah, you will ascend. But the ascension comes from within. You have to be on the right frequency and do everything that you've been needing to do leading up to this very moment in time, to this very time frame of, trying to work on yourself, internally and physically, because, you have to put on the full armor of God, as a believer. So it's a spiritual war, 244. It's a spiritual battle, but it's physical too. You have to have the stamina. You have to be strong. You have to be strong-willed, strong-minded, like ready to be a warrior for God, like literally, because everything isn't just spiritual. We know that people who have followed, you know, Jesus, followed God, whatever, like they have been martyred. Like they have been martyred. So we know this to be true. So I'm not saying like expect a physical battle, but I'm not saying don't expect a physical battle at the same time. You know, at the end of the day, we want peace. We want world peace. We want to be in alignment with all things, all things good and stuff like that. But also, we know that as a child of God, you know, there is duality to everything. We know that even in the Bible it says that there's a time for love, there's a time for hate, there's a time for, this is a time for war. There's a time. There's everything is about timing. Um, but at the same time, our mission here on this earth is to help bring people to enlightenment and to guide them to what it means and what it looks like to have true transformation and um, true enlightenment, true ascension, or whatever. I feel like I don't know if I should be saying everything. I mean, maybe I can say it because maybe it doesn't matter because maybe only some people will be able to do it anyway. But I really do have a feeling that, especially because with us being, with some of us being, um, chosen to lead people to, you know, redemption or whatever, and stuff like that, enlightenment, and with us being a lot of us being targeted and monitored and stuff like that, there are people monitoring us because they are part of the occult, and this has been their sole mission for eons. Is to figure out how to do this. It's to figure out how to ascend. It's to figure out how to get off of this realm. This has been their sole primary mission. This is why even like, you know, a long time ago when they started building pyramids and stuff, 1655, 1656, when they started building pyramids and stuff, they built the pyramids for the ones who have fallen, for the ones who had fallen, because, or, or I'm saying that kind of backwards, because I don't know exactly the whole process of that, but I know the ones who had fallen, the giants and all that stuff, they built the pyramids. They built the pyramids because they knew what the key was to get off of this realm and to get back to heaven. But they needed maybe something else. They were missing something else or something like that. And so that has been their sole mission, their sole goal, or whatever. Um, maybe, maybe they've been missing a key element and they weren't sure of what it was. But I'm pretty sure there have been people already, entities, whatever beings, whatever already. That's crazy. I just got it. Yeah, I already got it before Becker got it, I think because of the witchcraft or something like that. What they were missing was a vessel. That's what they were missing. They were missing a vessel to be able to go to another realm. Because see, because we were made in God's image, we are the perfect vessel to be able to ascend. That's why over the years and all this kind of stuff or whatever, people have been doing sacrifices and different entities have been jumping people's like human vessels and stuff like that so that they can try to leave this dimension to go back to heaven, to go back to you know the reality that they came from before, or the realm that they came from before, where everything was nice and beautiful and abundant and all that kind of stuff. So they can be able to reign over everything and get full control and think that they can, make war with God. Like, no, that's not happening. And that's why they were so envious of us beings, because they knew that because we were made in God's image, we had the vessels to do so. We had the vessels to shift and move. But the reason why, you know, we've been stuck here, or at least for such a long period of time, some of us, maybe not some of the people, many centuries, whatever, eons ago, or whatever, but, about 1941. But, it's kind of like how it says in the Bible, like nothing is new under the sun, like everything repeats itself, like over, well, I have to check this, But what I got was like every so often, maybe every millennia or every couple millennia or something like that. Everything repeats itself. So it's like the earth will have a natural cleansing, like there will be a natural cleansing of the earth every so often. Like it's just that's just how it's supposed to happen. That's how the gods have made it. That's how they created it because it's just been always so much destruction with whenever there are more and more generations of people. It's like people never seem to get it. They never seem to get it. People have the chance to come back and reincarnate and whatever and try to do better, but it's like people never. Some people, get it, whatever, and some people, the ones that want to come back or they have to come back or whatever, they never like own up to what it is that they're supposed to do. And so it's like the world has to be destroyed all over again. Um, but anyways, those who, are able to ascend, we don't have to. Like that's it for us. We don't have to keep on reincarnating once we ascend. But anyways, so yeah, ascension. That's the rapture is ascension is the 144 ascending. I don't know if I should have said this. It's too deep. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people are going to try to stop this. I feel like people are going to try to stop this. The government is going to try to stop this. Like this has been depicted in movies for forever. But the only thing is 222 right now. 252, 222. It was just 222. The only thing is that they've always lied about stuff. They always lie. They always twist the truth. They always lie. They always talk about it's an invasion. It's an invasion. It's a this. It's a that. It's the enemy. It's a lie. It's a lie. It is a lie. It's a lie. It's God coming back. I already did a reading about this, and I've known this already for the longest time. It's God, the gods who first were here on this earth, 2255, 2256. It's God, the gods coming back, the ones that created us coming back to cleanse the earth, literally. And these other demonic people or whatever, people who they don't want to ascend, they don't want enlightenment, whatever, like. And then there's some people like they don't whatever. They've been living a certain lifestyle. They don't even know. They don't understand. They've been confused, whatever, and all this kind of stuff. It's so sad. I mean, like, will they ever get a chance? Like I said, it's like every so many millennia or whatever. 23, 44. It is. You can see it. Like it's obvious. There's a pattern. There is a pattern, and people know that. These scientists, whatever, and all this stuff, these people who work for NASA, they know. Historians, they know that everything freaking repeats itself. They know this, but they try to hide it, and then they're like, okay, well, we don't know what to do. Okay, well, the Earth is going to end or whatever on such and such time or date or whatever, because you can figure this out. Everyone wants to act like, oh no, like no, you may not know the day and the time and the this and that, but yes, these people already know. They know, just like I know, I got the download. Like when you know, when you are a spiritual being, you get this information so you can, enlighten the rest of God's people if they don't already know, or help other people come into enlightenment. It's true. It's true. Like, the world could have most definitely ended when they were talking about all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna go into all of that, whatever. But there was definitely a shift. There was definitely a shift probably around that time frame. that people thought that everything was going to end 2012 or whatever. Maybe it was something that we couldn't see or something 255. Maybe it's something that we couldn't see. See, that's the thing. It's because they try to have this depiction in the movies of what it means for something to happen, for for the world to end, what that looks like, for this, for the rapture to happen, what that looks like. They try to give you this depiction of what it is or whatever, but it's a false depiction. So you're like confused and stuff like that. Like it's just crazy. It's like 255. Everything repeats. 2555. 2556. Dang, I don't know if I keep. Dang, 256. I don't know if I can keep doing that. It's like a habit. But anyways, everything literally repeats itself, and I've been saying it, and other people have been saying it too. If you don't move along with this shift, you're going to be left behind. And then there are certain people, these demonic people, these people in these freaking high societies or whatever you want to call them, demonic societies and all this stuff. These people, they've been trying to rule over people this whole time as if they're gods. They're trying to rule over all people, even God's people, and just treat us like slaves and whatever else, mistreat us, lie to us, and everything like that, and really do the work of Satan. And it's just so sad. And it's like these people have been trying to get their hands on every little piece of information that there is so that they can do something that they don't have the authorization to do. So that they can do something. I don't know. These people want so much. They want so much. Like they already like are basically having full dominance over everything in the world. 2717 I already saw. Like they already want complete full dominance over everything in the world. Like monetarily, everything, physically, like people, like making people work to the like bone and stuff. And then these people have the audacity to want to be able to ascend to and get off of this realm, this freaking ghetto world. I mean, I'm sorry, God. It's like it was supposed to be beautiful. It is some aspects of it. It is. It's the people. It's the people who are turning it into trash. Like literally, like this. It was never supposed to be like this. Obviously, this is God's creation, but it's like people have turned this into hell on earth, literally, because they don't want anybody to be free. They literally don't want anyone to have any freedom, for real. Like it's like, dang, you can't go anywhere without people clocking you and watching you everywhere. They have cameras literally everywhere, 2828. They have cameras 358. They have cameras literally everywhere. Even if you don't realize it, we're always being monitored in the sky. Like there was a live that I just saw with Trump on it. Yeah, about national fucking emergency, a national emergency. These people are doing the most. These people are doing the most. This is prophetic. Like we already know this. These people are doing the most. They're trying to pass bills and all this stuff to have more weapons, more this for the future. That's what they're talking about. We need more weapons and that are suitable for the future and this and that because they know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen and they're trying to stop it. Literally, they're trying to play God, like for real. It's crazy. And they already know who we are. They already know who all of us are, who are chosen and destined to try to bring light and enlightenment to the world and raise the vibration of the earth and who are going to ascend. They are trying to stop us. Literally, they're trying to stop us. And they want to be able to do it too. They want to be able to do it too. Like you might think this sounds crazy and whatever else and stuff like that. I don't know how you think it sounds crazy, first of all, if you're a believer. One. One, if you're a believer. I don't know how you think it sounds crazy. It was 300, like both ways. I don't know how you even can think in your mind that what I'm saying is crazy, first of all, if you believe in God, first of all. If you can even believe in a rapture, I don't know how you can think in your mind, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're just going to sin. Yes, yes. Because if you have been listening to God, if you've been looking at the signs, if you've been looking at the synchronicities, if you've been tapping in, and meditating and asking God for answers or whatever, or you're just receptive to downloads, you get it. I mean, maybe certain people are supposed to receive certain downloads or whatever. But at the end of the day, all of us collectively who are supposed to receive the downloads, we are receiving them and we will receive them. And maybe, one person or whoever is assigned to, you know, deliver certain other messages that other people won't receive or whatever. Maybe it's not for them to. This is why they call it in the Bible the body of Christ, because everyone has something different to add to the body of Christ informationally. So we can be all in alignment, all in unison. Everyone has different gifts, even if they are similar. Everybody's getting something different. Everybody sees something different. Everybody it's just different. And then it's like I can say something like this or hear somebody else's download or whatever, and then I'll get a confirmation or they'll get a confirmation of the same download on another day or something. Like literally, that's how it happens. It's like we're all starting to kind of like align without even realizing it. We're all getting similar things. Like I heard a tarot reader or whatever. I don't know if she believes me or whatever, or if she knows who I am or likes me or whatever the case is. But I like her as a tarot reader. And I remember she said something about she saw a stink bug, which is so crazy because I think before she even did the video about seeing a stink bug, I had seen one as I was walking, and it was like a weird, freaky like color, like a greenish, bluish color. And I'm like, what is that? That's a stink bug? It just looked really different and it was huge. And then when I was pulling cards the other day, I just realized with this new deck of cards that like I don't use that often, that that was the stink bug. That was just like bam in my face, 303, 3303. Like literally. It's like it's like this is this is what it's supposed to be for us. It's like as time is going on, we have to start doing things to help shift our reality or whatever and to vibrate higher. So it's like we have to leave the negative stuff behind us. Like that's what I'm saying. Like regardless of how your readings are coming out or whatever and stuff like that, we know there are going to be negative things because we know about the world that we live in and the people who are in this world and stuff like that. We know there are going to be negative things that come out in the readings, and out even outside of the readings or whatever. It's like even outside of the readings, when it comes to our own lives, we have to be careful and we have to remember that we have to stay on the path to where we continue to vibrate as high as we can, like most people know, a lot of people know, especially people who are spiritual. Love is the highest vibration. Like someone always says that I like watching, whatever. Love is the highest vibration, and it is true. It is true. And it's like there's so much chaos and confusion and all this stuff for a reason. And it's like it's to help destabilize us as well, to make us put us down and be a little more lower vibrational. And I'm just like, it just made me think just now because I keep hearing readings or whatever about yeah, this person wants you to be like this and wants you to get all mad and this and that. And it's like, okay, yeah, people have their different reasons for that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if I am in that type of, you know, attitude or whatever vibration, stuff like that, I'm not going to be able to do what I'm being called and led to do. I'm not going to be able to ascend like I'm supposed to. Everything's going to be delayed. Everything's going to be delayed because the more mad you are, sad you are, and all of that kind of stuff, you won't be able to vibrate on a high enough frequency to be able to do what God has been calling us to do. We are the vessel. Our bodies are the vessel. It's all the vessel that we need. And unfortunately, some people don't have, even though they have a physical vessel, their vessel is, they can't do it. They can't do it because they're not in alignment. Their chakras aren't in alignment. Some of our chakras may be, misaligned or whatever as well. But it's about your health too. It's about your every kind of health, mental, physical, internal, spiritual, everything. So, it's like, a car having bad engine or whatever, it's not going to be able to move. So it's like we have to be physically and spiritually fit to be able to move. We have to have our energy has to be at its most optimal level for us to do what we need to do and what we are destined to do. Because we've been destined to relay information, to enlighten people and all of that stuff. And we've been doing that. That's been our job. And most of us who have been doing that, we've been doing that. We have been doing that and we are still doing that, and we are fulfilling our purpose. We have and we are. Yep, I just saw 3707 and 37307. We have and we are. And it's kind of ironic. Absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare with that government. It's so sad and unfortunate. Not all people, but there are people that are like, they're on a whole different agenda. Like their agenda is like so demonic, you know? 3744. So I'm saying all of this because wow, you guys, this is really working. I'm just letting you know. Whatever I did to help protect myself, or unless these people are just being really nosy, they want to hear everything they have to say. Um, it is working. So yeah, a head covering does work, like it says in the Bible. I used to wonder why that was for, but it is necessary. That doesn't mean you're not going to continue to be attacked by witchcraft, but at least it helps. Maybe it helps with your thought process or something like that. I'm seeing 388. I'm seeing 8 a lot. So anyways, 38, 33. So anyways, yeah, you guys, this is why I was getting emotional in the other reading or video that I did, because it's getting very, very real and time is going by so fast. The government is preparing to buy more weapons and all this stuff. The Space Force, Air Force. Why do you think they need to do that? Why do you think they need to do that? Like, let's be for real. And granted, I am I'm not I did not come here with the intentions on trying to scare anybody or anything like that. 3921, 309. I didn't come here, with the intentions to scare anyone. But it's just even more prominent that we really focus on our spiritual journey, like, and focus on you know healing and being positive and um, we have to like read more. We have to read more. We have to continue to um, gain more insight and access into knowledge, whatever. Because I can't tell you guys everything, and I've already said a lot, and people are watching me. Even though it might show that whatever, there's nobody watching me, people are watching me. People have been watching me. I've been being gang stalks. You know, people have been watching me. I'm just saying. And people who are in my community and stuff like that, they know, or whatever. Everyone knows. People have been watching all of us. They've been watching all of us. 311. They've been watching all of this, and they're just looking to see what we're gonna do, when we're gonna do it, how are we gonna do it. Are they gonna be a threat? Oh, we're gonna need to stop them because they know that when this happens, it'll like be the demise of like the whole rest of the planet. Unfortunately, it will be. I can't tell you everything that's going to take place. I can't tell you everything. I can't. You know, I can't tell you everything. I don't know. Like, I mean, I do know, but it's like I don't know. You know, I don't know. Like, children are innocent, so children should go. At what age do they? I don't know. You know, I don't know. Can we help them? Can we enlighten them and all this stuff? Like, yes, enlighten them. Yes, have them eat cleaner and everything. And if they're pure at heart and stuff like that, then that's already good and stuff. Don't have your kids watching a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Teach them about God, about prayer, about aligning their chakras, um, about meditation, about being one with nature and stuff, because we don't want them to be left behind, you know. And that's the sad part about it, is that these these people, these devil worshippers and stuff like that, they go out of their way to freaking like infiltrate everybody. Even these kids 313, even these kids like that are innocent, they try to like put so much demonic stuff into like the things that they watch and stuff like that, so that like they'd be impure or something like that. And they're supposed to be pure, you know? Like, and I almost feel like they're doing that. So like some of them, even though they are innocent and stuff like that, it's like so that they can watch these evil things, 1313. They can watch these evil things or whatever and stuff like that, and then maybe be stuck here, and then they could still feed off of their energy though, because they still have a more pure energy. 4343, for real. Because that's how these people survive. That's how these people survive. They're just evil. They're just evil. Like, I'm telling you, they got this thing up right now. It's a lie. Donald Trump. Talk about national emergency. Yeah. It's just like, it's crazy. Because it's like, you know, there's so many people in the world, they talk about they believe in God and stuff. But then they're so evil. Like, they would, like, do something like this. Have, like, full freaking wars. And, like, go to battle and stuff like that. And been hoping and praying and stuff like that.
been hoping and praying and stuff for a savior, right? Been hoping for like world peace and all this stuff. Then all these people on this earth want to do all this evil stuff, and they can't wait to freaking have a freaking army to like destroy the world and to freaking target like God's people and stuff like that. Like it's just crazy. It's really crazy the world that we live in, and like they've been knowing this stuff for years. That's why they've been making all these movies and stuff like that. But they just wanted like 316. But they just want to like continue to lie to the masses so they can feel like 4611. So we can feel like when the gods come back or whatever, that they're a threat and stuff. The thing is like, yeah, you should be afraid because obviously you haven't been living right. Obviously you haven't 4633. Obviously you haven't been trying to, find God or whatever and stuff like that. So you're gonna be afraid when you see other people that you love and stuff like that leaving, being able to leave and stuff like that. You're gonna be afraid because you're gonna wish you could go too, instead of being on hell. Like instead of being on this hellish realm, you're gonna wish you could go too, or whatever. And it's gonna be people literally like killing each other and robbing each other and all of this stuff. There's gonna be young kids left alone and everything to fend for themselves and all this stuff because you know they idolize these people, these celebrities or whatever who talk about sex and drugs and this and that. They thought like that's the life or whatever that is worth living or whatever. Like that's what they drive off of, polluting the minds of people, polluting people's minds, taking them as far away from God as possible. But it's like, this is prophetic, so it's like it was gonna happen like this. It was gonna happen like this. But like I said, it's like this happens every so often. When's the next time it's gonna happen? I'm not gonna look into that right now. Um, I'm not gonna look into that right now. We should be more worried about trying to do better now. Like, I don't know. Is it already written in stone? Like, kind of, yeah. Kind of, yeah. A little bit, you know. I mean, if you haven't already been seeing the synchronicities and all that stuff, I mean, there's been confirmation after confirmation for those who, have been called to, to be on this path. And they know already. They already know. They know. You know. And it's so sad because I don't really like I know but I don't know. I know, that they have their weapons and stuff like that in the sky. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna try to kill us or something like that. And think like, oh, they're threat. What is it? What is it? 5005. They're gonna be, what is it? What is it? And just start shooting at us or something. Literally, like I said, we are the vessel. You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? It's like everybody knows already. Everybody knows. These people have been studying us for years and stuff like that. They knew what we could do before we knew what we could do. They knew who we were before we knew who we were. They know what the human body is capable of. They know who has, whatever, certain DNA, certain vessel to be able to do things with and stuff like that. They know. I didn't know anything about this up until recently, but it's Merkaba. That's the way. It is. It might sound stupid or dumb, 321, 511. It might sound stupid or dumb or whatever, but we are the chariot. We are. We don't need a rocket ship. We don't need any of that. We are the chariot. That's why if you hear some other people who already know, it's true. If you're on a certain frequency of 5133, if you're on a certain frequency, you can vibrate high enough to be able to literally just shift, to be able to move at the speed of light. It's true. It's true. It's true. People probably already know that about me or whatever. 5155. Maybe some other people have been able to do it too. They just haven't shared it. Or don't share it. 32-2, maybe 322. I don't know. I don't know if I said this prematurely, but I feel like I had to say it. Like I can't just do it and I don't tell anybody else. I can't just do it and I don't tell anybody else. Like that would be wrong with me. That would be wrong with me. I've been getting so many downloads, so many messages like you should share information, blah blah blah. And I'm like, share information. Like what? I don't even like that. I don't even like talking or whatever, doing videos and stuff like that. YouTube for you. And I've always been really weird about whatever pictures, videos, and all this stuff. But it's like I've been getting so many downloads. Like you have to stop worrying about dumb stuff. This is for the greater good of humanity and stuff like that. You have to do this with the 323, 323. You have to do this and stuff. And I'm like, what do I have to share? I have to share everything that I'm learning. Like, okay, but I'm still learning. But I guess, maybe. But I guess maybe we're supposed to learn and grow together or something like that. And then I could do 53. The download that I got the other day was, I don't know if it's just for me. I mean, I assume that it's not just for me, but the whole going outside and getting some fresh air, whatever, and cleansing your space and this and that, whatever. I think it also is in correlation with making sure you try to. Maybe it would be better to get your downloads while you're outside. While you're outside, like not cased in or enclosed into whatever inside the home or something like that. Yeah, I think you get more clearer messages outside or whatever. It makes sense. But so for the readings, for the readings, for the downloads, everything, being seen, being founded, and getting the messages that way. Um, you know, I don't know. sounds so corny, but like step into the light or whatever, like get in the sun, whatever, do some sun gazing and stuff. You have to. Um, yeah. Um, but yeah, if you want to know more stuff with the God vibes, if you want to know more stuff or whatever, maybe try to figure something out on your own without me saying everything because I don't know, it's like I can't say everything and I wish I could, so it'd be that much easier. Honestly, I probably could have already gone already, but I just stopped myself because I was scared. I never experienced that before. And all I was thinking about was like, wow, if I go right now, where am I going to go? And I've been wanting to see my kids, and I don't want to be lost. So that's why I didn't go. It was like once it was starting to happen, it was almost like uncontrollable. Like I almost couldn't stop. Like something happened while we were able to stop. It's happened a couple times now. Um, there might be people who've been able to do this already. I feel like, yeah, I feel like maybe they come back and forth or something. I don't know. Maybe they don't go to, maybe there are a lot of different realms. I don't know if they've been able to access this realm or not. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I should know. But yeah, um, there's a war that's brewing, and it's against us, and it's against God. God, the gods, our creators. So people look at movies and they feel like, oh, that's so horrible. Why would they do that? Right? Why would they do that and destroy people and destroy the earth and stuff like that? They never wanted to. These people know who is supposed to be coming back, and they've been preparing and planning to demolish them for forever now. Their own creator, their own creator. They've been planning this now. And it's because the people who are in power here, they don't want to not be in power anymore. They want to still be in power somewhere. And that's why these people are trying to like I used to wonder like what's with this certain thing, what's with all this other thing? Because these people know that they haven't been able to tap in and be able to go to other realms or whatever else. So they've been trying to make an artificial realm, an artificial portal and stuff. Has it been able to work or something? Maybe, like, but maybe they haven't been able to get to where they want to go, 5939. Maybe they haven't been able to get to where they want to go. But it's like, it makes sense. That's why they're trying to create portals. Because the entities that are possessing them, they want to go 3030, I mean 330, 59, 59. They want to be able to ascend too. They know that all these other places or whatever that maybe they've been able to ship to, they're all kind of ghetto, you know, like in a sense, you know, it's like other low vibrational entities there or something like that. It's not heaven. It's not heaven like or whatever. And so that's why it's like they've been trying to find the key to, you know, how the portal works with the pyramids, CERN, how to go through the portals with CERN, and then now because maybe if they've been successful, they haven't been successful. Now they're trying to create stuff on Mars because they know that the world is going to, be completely like wiped out for there to be, a new Earth or whatever, for things to be refreshed or whatever. So now they're trying to figure out how can they find some kind of stability, whatever, somewhere else. Okay, let's go to Mars and let's try to create something on Mars. It's like these demons, anywhere that they go, they create. I mean, they destroy everything everywhere that they go. But like, it's so crazy. It's like, had you not been so destructive in the first place, maybe this didn't need to happen, you know? But yeah, and I feel like too, like that's probably why they've been trying to chip people and get people on board to chipping and all this other stuff because they want to. They've been especially chipping us too because they want to be able to keep track of us because they know that we are destined to ascend at some point. So they feel like if they have a tracker on us, maybe somehow they'll be able to track us into, the realm that we're supposed to be on. To open a gateway there or something like that. Something. Or to even be able to see where it is that we're going by putting some camera or whatever like that in our eye or something like that. To be able to see how we're able to do things, what we're doing, what our bodies are doing, so that they can do the same thing. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So for the people who, you might be like me or something like that, I don't know, what, you know, the, I don't know what I'd be considered 333 or whatever, or what people like us are considered or whatever. I don't know if it's transhuman or whatever else and stuff like that. But just know that, if you were born into some occult type of family or whatever, but um, you've been wanting out of uh, that life or whatever, like you don't have to feel like this isn't possible for you. I mean, especially if you've been getting synchronicities and stuff like that, anybody can be redeemed and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you are part of the bloodline, so not everyone a part of the bloodline can go though, so, but yeah, mhm, that's it for real. So I really have to say, yeah, alright, till next time.